Alright, this is going over page 70 and 71 in our book, and we're going to use the calculator so that we can be familiar with how to use the calculator for our test and for Georgia Milestones. So, number 1, we have 5/8 plus 1/8. So we're going to hit on the calculator, clear everything out. We're going to hit 5, n over d, 8. When you make your fraction, you want to hit the right arrow so that completes your fraction. Add 1 over 8, and that will give you 3 over 4. So number 1 is 3 over 4. Number 2, we have 14 over 15 minus 11 over 15. We set up our fraction, hit the arrow, subtract 11 over 15, hit our arrow, and that is 1 over 5. For number 3, when you're making a negative, you want to hit the button that's beside the enter sign, not the one above the addition sign. That's for subtraction. You want to hit this one at the bottom for the negative sign. Negative 1 over 3 plus 6 over 9. And that will give you 1 over 3. For number 4, we have 5 over 8 minus 2 over 3. And that is negative 1 over 24. For number 5, we have 3 over 4 minus 1 over 3, and that is 5 over 12. For number 6, we have 1 over 4 plus 3 over 5, and that is 17 over 20. For number 7, we have 4 over 11 plus 4 over 44. And that gives you 5 over 11. For number 8, we have 4 over 9 minus 1 over 3, and that is 1 over 9. Number 9, we're painting a room, and on Saturday, 1/5 gets painted. On Sunday, 1/3 gets painted. Was at least half the room painted over the weekend? So what we're going to do is we're going to add how much of the room was painted together. 1/5 plus 1/3. 1/5 plus 1/3 is 8 over 15. Half of 15 is 7.5. That is less than 8 over 15, so more than half was painted, so the answer is yes. 8 over 15 is greater than 1/2. Alright, for 10 through 18, we're going to multiply and write each answer in simplest form. Number 10, negative 12 over 1 times 5 over 6 is negative 10. Number 11, 5 over 14 times 7 over 10 is 1 over 4. Number 12, when you have a mixed number, you want to turn this into an improper fraction. 5 times 8 is 40, plus 4 is 44. Keep your denominator. Then plug that into your calculator. 44 over 5 times 10 over 11. And that simplifies to being just 8. On number 13, we're going to do the same thing. 12 times 10 is 120. Plus 5 is 125. Keep your denominator. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 3 is 8. So we're multiplying 125 over 12 times 8 over 5. That gives you 50 over 3. And we simplify that. 3 will go into 50. 3 will go into 5 one time with 2 left over. Bring down your 0. 3 will go into 26 times with 2 left over. So your answer is 16, your whole number. Your remainder is your numerator, and you keep your same denominator. 16 and 2 over 3. For 14, 3 times 1 is 3, plus 2 is 5. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9. And 5/3 times 9/2. We put that into our calculator. That is 15 over 2. And we do the same thing that we did over here for the other problem. 2 will go into 15 7 times with 1 left over. 7 and 1 over 2. For 15, we multiply. 10 times 2 is 20, plus 3 is 23. And then we multiply 4/5 times 23 over 10 is 46 over 25. $25 will go into 46 one time. With 21 left over. 1 and 21 over 25. For 16, 7 times 4 is 28. Plus 6 is 34. 9 times 3 is 27. Plus 5 is 32. So we have 34 over 7 times 32 over 9. That is 1,088 over 63. To figure out what that is as a mixed number, we're going to divide 1,088 by 63. I know 63 will go into 1,088 17 times. 63 times 17 is 1,071, so I subtract these two numbers to get that my whole number is the 17. My numerator is the 1,088 minus the 1,071. And my denominator stays the same, 63. 17 and 17 over 63. For 17, 3 times 7 is 21, plus 4 is 25. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 3 is 7. 25 over 7 times 7 over 4 is 25 over 4. Four will go into 25 6 times with 1 left over, 6 and 1/4. A recipe calls for 1 1/3 cups of flour. Tom is making 2 1/2 times the recipe for his family reunion. How much flour does he need? 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4/3, times 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5/2. And we multiply that in our calculator. 4 over 3 times 5 over 2 is 10 over 3. 3 will go into 10 3 times with 1 left over. He needs 3 1/3 cups of flour. Alright, for 19, 1/6 divided by 5/6. When you're working it out by paper, you have to do keep, change, flip, but in the calculator, it will do it for you. It will multiply by the reciprocal for you. So 1/6 divided by 5/6. And that gives you 1 over 5. Two-thirds divided by 4 is 1 over 6. To save time, I went ahead and converted the mixed numbers to improper fractions. So I have 28 over 5 divided by 4 over 5, and that is 7. For 22, I have 30 over 7 divided by 6 over 5. That is 25 over 7. Seven will go into 25 3 times with 3 left over. 3 and 3 over 7. I'm sorry, that's 4 left over. 3 and 4 over 7. 23 1/3 divided by 25 over 4. That is 4 over 75. (24) we have 1/2 divided by 15 over 4. That is 2 over 15. (25) we have 11 over 13 divided by 11 over 13. That is 1. Anytime you divide a number by itself, the answer is 1. For 26, we have 23 over 8 divided by 3 over 2. That is 23 over 12. Which is 1 and 11 over 12. For 27, Nina has 9 3/7 yards of material. She needs 1 4/7, so we divide. And that will give you 6 pillowcases.